Hello and good evening.
Hello,
Right, I'm Bitterfish. Who are you?
I am Wolfen, and we are from Paw Pads Gaming.
Ah, good. It's glad to get that cleared up.
Good. What have you got for us today?
Today we have a game I basically pulled out of the ether after forgetting it for some time. It's Quarantine Circular, and
Mm-hmm.
it's from Thomas Bithell, who did Thomas Was Alone and Subsurface Circular. He did a couple of odd games that I'm quite fond of. I think this was the last of them, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's just about some friends and a boat.
The last of the weird games that he did, or the last of any games he ever did?
Both, I think.
Oh.
I liked it, so it doesn't matter. Now I'm going to inflict it on all of you.
Oh no, it sounds interesting. We did Subsurface Circular quite a while ago, so it seems fitting.
Yeah, Subsurface Circular was a strange one. It's in a similar vein. So, Subsurface Circular was where you are a robot detective who is tied to the subway of the city. Like you can only investigate and talk to people who come to the subway, and you have to unravel a plot and work out a mystery only from the people that you talk to.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually you do, of course. And this game is similar. Um, and instead of unraveling a mystery, it's about all sorts of things. I figure that you'll quite like it because you like dilemmas and like trying to work things out. So we'll go.
I mean, I am the best at ethics.
Uh huh.
I'm the best at ethics.
Right. So let's see. Hey, Meji. I will see if we can get the game running. It's Unity, so
I
it ought to be
see.
fine.
It should
It's
do. It might need a little nudge with the capturing of the screen, but
exactly. I say
it should
that
be fine.
that's the issue we had last time, wasn't it? So here we go. I'm glad that works.
Game contains flashing light. Oh,
Oh, is it?
it contains flash. It contains flashing something. I don't know what. We'll never know.
It contains flashing lights. Also, I do believe I've gotten the Wolfen the wrong way round.
Oh no!
Yeah,
It's backwards.
Wolfen
But
speaking is backwards. Here we
oh, but
go.
it's still fine. Oh, look, I got a little helmet. I don't
Yeah,
have a visor, but it's fine.
the visor is there. I've
Stop.
yeah, it's fine. It's healthy. I say
Okay.
my snoot pokes out of mine, so it's how you know it's safe to breathe.
Yeah, but what we need? What if we get stuff in our eyes? It's to protect the eyes. Your eyes are fine.
Yeah, my eyes are fine, and that's all that matters. I'm the one who gets to play the game.
Oh.
Ah, that's right. Yeah, so it's an odd game, but I quite like it. I say it's another one of those what I call decision games, where it's all about the dialogue and the decisions you make, and just going from bit to bit. So,
Mm-hmm.
without too much further ado, we'll get stuck in, and we'll see what you think of it. Okay?
What's the streamers slash YouTubers? Is that
Right, so that is a notification to people who stream the game, basically saying it's like Outer Wilds. Once you've played the game, you can't unplay it. It's about the knowledge that you pick up over time, and by playing
okay?
it. Now, the game has multiple endings and multiple routes through, so you can play it over and over again. So it's a lot less like one shot than the Subway one was.
Mm-hmm.
But the general themes of the game will be revealed over the course of it, and so they basically put a message on there to say after Act 3, just let people know, spoilers ahead. That's the point in which things start to take a turn where the decisions really do branch out.
I mean, isn't that true of like any game?
It
There is a
is.
point where there's spoilers.
That is absolutely correct. But as
Seems a
a
little bit redundant.
nah, that the publishers just want to make basically just wanted to ask people like us to make people aware that if they're planning to play the game, like if they see me playing it and they like it, at the point where
Mm-hmm.
I say, okay, serious spoilers ahead, they should, start to play it themselves.
Okay, I can understand it from that point of view. If you go, look, here's the first like hour of the game, it's fun, anyone can do it, it's great. But if you really like it after the first hour of the game, recommend that you pick it up yourself and then solve some of these problems yourself. So that,
That's right. I say,
but again, I would also then say that sort of goes in the face of like streaming because a lot of people watch it because they either don't want to play it themselves, or just like they like watching others do it because it takes the burden of having to actually make the decisions yourself away.
this is true. And I don't mind this because he's basically just saying, let people know so they can make their own decisions. And I'm all about letting people, well, not so much make their own decisions, but at least make an informed decision.
Hmm.
So, let's get started. I believe it starts with a cold open.
I like the music.
It always does good music, this one.
Muyo. Made by Muyu and Gareth.
Yeah. And Tim.
And Tim.
And Kios. That's kind of a cool name. Oh, okay, it moves. Got to my cursor. Okay. It takes place on a boat.
I was gonna say I thought some of like the opening things there looked a bit like pollen, but there's no pollen out here.
Yeah, we're going to be dealing with Mr. Chat, the onboard AI.
He sounds perfectly fine.
Yeah, he's all about helping us learn languages. He's like the bird app that teaches you languages.
37 languages failed to load.
Don't worry about those. Error log sent to central server. Dubrovnik event in progress. Check your seals. Here we go. So,
What's a Dubrovnik event?
I mean, I guess it'll tell us eventually. He's a helpful AI. We've got like a friendly chat GPT. Sometime with the language load error got patched, and I refuse to believe there are that many languages.
There are a lot of languages.
Mm.
I mean, I have several myself.
Sam was misinformed or lying. Right, as we play this game, as I've played it before, if you have a preference, I'd like you to let me know. Or if the people watching have any preference to what they'd like me to choose, let me know as soon as, and, as long as it's not too far off base, we'll go for it.
I mean, that is a pretty sweeping statement from an AI. Sam was misinformed, yeah, or lying, and then question, yeah. So, should you really be sowing that sort of team discord?
The onboard AI is fine. He's a friendly onboard AI. His
Yeah,
job.
it's friendly, calling your colleagues liars and questioning if they're trustworthy.
Well, Mr. Chat isn't alive, so all Mr. Chat is doing is he is literally like ChatGPT, where he's like, he was wrong, or he was lying. Is he trustworthy? And laying the groundwork. Should you really be sowing that discord? I'm just here to help. Have a great chat.
I don't like him.
I doubt I'll be allowed to do much chatting. If the rumors are true, this is above my pay grade. Gotta be the first point of contact. You've been set up you're to set up communication with a recovered syntax error. I don't know who it is you've been sent to set up communication with. The notes say non-human. I do not understand.
Mm.
Gonna go ahead and guess it's the big angry thing stood up there, Mr. Chat. As a low-level AI, I am ill-equipped to tell you about its mood. What do you think? Big or angry?
It's big. We can't discern whether it's angry, not so. But angry is an assumption. Big is an observation.
Let's observe then. It's big. Adopt a polite tone. Don't let the enormity of first contact overwhelm you. And probably no need to mention the perilous situation humanity is currently in. What do you think? What's the first thing we say to an alien intelligence?
None of those.
Hello? Lovely weather. How tall are you? Come here often?
Shall we say lovely weather? We'll be British.
Yeah. Lovely weather.
Even though you have no concept, but okay.
Oh, just a little snarl, don't worry about it. It looks like you're trying to translate a new language. Can I help?
I mean, I presume that's why we've got him.
Yeah, we're here to help set up a language.
Oh, his name's Gabriel. Then let's have the AI help us. That's what he's here for. Hopefully, he's not being tinkered with from outside.
First step, names. That's logical. Clearly state your name to the other party.
Oh, he's gonna think my name's Lovely Weather.
What do you think? Mark Engineer Perez? Or Mark Perez, like your James Bond?
Engineer. We'll state what we are and hope that he has computer systems as well. So the more we speak, the more his AI is going to help sort out language for him as well. Because if we've got AI, they must have some form of AI.
He's fun. Immediately back, Engineer Perez. Is that what I want to be called?
Yeah, that's... Yeah.
Engineer Perez. Gabriel. Alright, the translator substitutes whatever your name is for something I can understand. So his name isn't Gabriel, but the chat AI is just, you said, call it Gabriel, and it will translate. Like the angel, I guess whoever logged you in the system thinks you came from the sky. What do we think?
No, we're not going to get biblical.
Yeah.
Let's just say, hello, Gabriel. We'll...
Nice and polite. Hello, Engineer Perez.
That's fine, that seems fine.
Yeah.
I understand that there may be the mistake of thinking engineer as our first name, but it's a title and we'll get to that eventually.
Great job, Mark. Deactivate Mr. Chat, or...
I would be scared to deactivate him.
In which case, let's just go ahead for I do my best.
Go for it.
Thumbs up. A common ground must be found. Vocabulary identified. Numbers and biology, like you're teaching a child. I have 2 hands, 4 fingers, and a thumb on each. You have 3 fingers? I have 1 head and you 2. 2 eyes. I have 2 arms, 2 legs. We are the same.
I'd go with the hands.
I have 2 hands, yeah. 2 hands, 4 fingers, and a thumb. 2 fingers, 1 thumb. Limited vocabulary, but we're getting there. Very limited. I never taught you very. Or it's starting to predict.
I'd say, yeah, never taught you very.
You understand? Engineer Perez understands? I do. I can understand you. Your speech should get better as we talk, but it should do so exponentially, which is the point. Objective: set up translation for unknown entity. Help me.
Okay, you need my help?
I do. I'm here against my will. I have been captured and detained. Mr. Chat doesn't like this. We should steer the conversation back to vocabulary expansion.
Well, I mean, we're doing that while we're talking, but I don't think we've got enough grasp of vocabulary yet to fully understand.
I assume
my
captors...
Sorry, go
Oh
on.
no, you go ahead.
No, go.
I assume my captors will be back shortly. I need your help. I need you to remove this restraint. And now we have a focus point, restraint, a topic we can discuss.
Okay, ask about the restraint.
What restraint? This, on my neck with the flashing light. It shocks me if I leave the circle. The quarantine circle. The helipad marking. The red circle at my feet. If I leave it, I am stunned. I wake up shortly after, having been dragged back here into the middle. What do you think?
I have no idea. I don't really like any of those options.
Oh yeah, you're gonna get used to that throughout the game. We have got to pick from limited options, and I think hugging him might go badly because he probably doesn't understand hugging. He might think we're trying to do something untoward.
Let's go with, I'm sure the crew will figure this out when they get here, because I presume that means we've got backup coming.
Yeah, we're an engineer sent just to get the translator working.
Yeah. Okay, so let's keep the conversation going then.
Trust in Mark has decreased. They figured it out by putting a restraint on me. I have little patience for your crew, Engineer Perez.
What, we put the collar on him?
The crew figured it out by putting a restraint on him. So the crew put the restraint on him.
Okay.
I need you to deactivate the restraint. The human who set it up used a wrist device, a remote control of some kind. Please. We have the option of you could tear me apart, I just work here and I don't get to decide. Couldn't you rip it off with those hands, or whoever locked you up had their reasons, or I've made a decision.
I just work here. Don't get to make a decision like that, because if our crew has already had input and has come here and done something and done that, then they've probably done it for a reason. So we don't know what their founding logic is.
Trust in Mark has decreased. True, but that's why I ask you, why I think you might do it. I say we can work these out until we're ready to make a decision, I think. So...
whoever locked you up, they had their reasons. I know this is losing a lot of trust, but...
And waiting to ask them would be a logical decision. You could tear me apart?
I mean, yeah, but I mean, we can't... I think that's an unfair thing, because he looks big, so we're intimidated by that, by his size and his possible strength, but he doesn't know, what we could be in an exosuit ourselves and be ridiculously strong and, all that jazz, so we can't...
Yeah, in which case, have we made a decision what to do with the alien?
Yes, let's see, what are the...
This is definitely above your pay grade. Don't make this decision lightly. Deactivate restraint or leave the restraint on?
I think we should leave it on.
Trust in Mark. I'm sorry, Gabriel, no.
If his own people had put it on, I might be a little bit more empathetic, but if we've put it on, then there's clearly a reason for it, that people know something that we don't.
I don't know what you are yet. If you're locked up, it's because you're as dangerous as you look and I'm not an idiot. I'll try to talk them out of keeping you trapped like this, I promise.
That one, definitely. That's a good...
Okay.
We'll talk to them, we'll find out more, and if we can get rid of it, we will.
Trust has
And
increased.
then we're establishing trust.
I would appreciate that. You show me little respect and keep me locked up here. You are not a friend. You also speak my language with an appalling accent. And she's speaking Spanish. The translator is working in real time. Or machine learning's fun.
The translator's working in real time.
Why would you have such a tool? Our work takes us around the world. This is cheaper than a translation team. Our crew is multinational. This helps us work together. Sort of a freebie of the technology. These helmets don't really allow much face-to-face chat.
I'd go for the middle one. It's something that helps us as a diverse people communicate with each other.
And what is your work precisely? I'm just an engineer. I set up the translations, and to be honest, most of that is automated thanks to Mr. Chat, or the ship. I'm not authorized to talk about it.
The first one.
Yeah.
No reason not to share that with him.
Always nice to have my work acknowledged, especially during these dark times.
What dark times?
Don't worry about it. Your onboard AI, Mr. Chat, it seems ill-advised to keep an intelligent being in such bondage. It appears we will not be alone for much longer. We good?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. We also have a notes section. Message received today. Ramesh here. I know your schedule's pretty packed, but I gotta pick on one last thing. It's an easy job, but still too tough for Sam. Sam sucks, by the way. I don't know if you know this. He got off the boat the first opportunity. Again. The job's standard Rosetta setup. Walk in, exchange names, find common ground. You know the drill. Nobody told me who you're hooking up. Looks like a senior thing. Maybe a visiting dignitary. Might be a terrorist. No reports of terrorists in the area, but you never know. Hook 'em up. First pints on me when you get back.
Okay, so this is a regular thing then. You know the drill. This is not the first alien species we've encountered and tried to establish.
I would say
communications with.
no, that's wrong. His job is to set up the translation and to manage the translation software for the team. This is the first alien they've met, though at least that this crew have met. And
He seems very nonchalant about it, though. That's the thing, and the AI mentioning in these dark times.
I wonder what that's about.
Exactly. There's a much bigger picture going on here than what we can see.
I don't have any more questions. I have one, Mark. Is the translator speed appropriate for you? Would you like it changed? So we can speed up or slow down the reading speed. You getting on okay?
It's fine as it is. It's fine as it is.
We can, of course, change the settings from the menu at any point. Job complete. I do wish things could have gone better between us, Engineer Perez. Perhaps I will have more luck with the rest of your crew. I'm not going anywhere. I'll live with it. I'll do what I can.
I'll do what I can.
Tristan mark has increased.
Got tiny little feet. Little itty bitty feet.
Tingley, security officer. Is it done?
Is what done? More specific.
Is this your first day, Engineer Perez? The translation. Is the translation set up and ready to go? Can it talk? You. We can lie, we can stall, or we can say, oh, good to go.
Stall just once so that, like, I don't know, presume he's got an AI as well or whatever, so I would stall just to get a little bit more interaction between them all.
You. The Admiral will be here shortly. I need everything in its place. How long will it take to do your tests? 20 minutes, half hour, I might be here all night.
Oh, I didn't mean to stall that long. 20 minutes tops then. Literally meant for like another sentence or two.
20? Learn what you can before being dismissed. You can have 10 minutes to run your checks. Patience of the security officer diminishing. Try not to interrupt the work of myself or the student here, and if you test my patience, you will be dismissed immediately. You. Is there some kind of error? There is no error beyond the one you have already made. Don't know what you mean. The alien thinks that you do. Right, so their patience is a finite resource.
I'd ask him, what did we do?
What did you do, officer?
Yeah.
Trust in Mark has increased. Unless you want to be dismissed immediately, I suggest heeding that advice.
I mean, ideally, yeah, we shouldn't ask that in front of him, but...
Yeah. Has everyone finished shouting at each other? Lisa, the PhD student. Gabriel, I am not shouting. I know what you are. I don't understand why everyone is so okay with this with an alien. This makes no sense. Why would the first alien to land on Earth choose Dubrovnik, especially now? I got Tolkien-esque crab monster in the engineer pool. Put a week's luxury rations on it. That would explain the heavy-duty armor. Hey, Techie.
Hey, Techie, how you doing?
We're doing first contact. It's going great.
I would either say 1 or 3. 1 if I knew more about the world, as to why it would be there, especially now. But since I don't know that much about the world, that would explain the heavy armor. What would explain the heavy armor? I know what you are. I don't understand why everyone else is okay with this with an alien. I don't. You can pick this one. I don't understand.
Okay. Let's go with. This makes no sense. Why would an alien land in Dubrovnik, especially now? I have my theories. It is true. I am an alien, relatively. Relative to what? To you, alien.
Yeah, exactly.
Which only confirms my theories about the plague. Now is not the time. Who are you?
Can we ask about the plague?
Not yet. Should I, Lisa? Maybe you should introduce yourself, or she's a student. So.
And introduce her. No need to be rude.
This is Lisa. I'm a microbiologist. A student microbiologist.
I don't like that.
Why? What's wrong?
A microbiologist.
Don't worry about it. Talk to Gabriel.
I'm picking up all of these small things that you keep saying. Don't worry about it. I worry about them.
Yeah, that's just me. It's like saying, yeah, don't worry about it. It's fine. It's all fine. Everyone's wearing these suits for like cool and normal reasons. Helps keep game dev down. You know, you don't have to model faces. It's great.
Did it say that Lisa blocked Gabriel then?
No, I don't think so.
It came up in the bottom right. It said that she blocked somebody.
She can block people. If you piss someone off, they could just block you.
I'm sure she said she blocked Gabriel. Talk to Gabriel. Gabriel can ask.
Questions of the alien. Ask the officer how their day is going, or ask the student about their theories.
Talk to the alien.
Explain the reason for Lisa's distrust of Gabriel. You may, but first, what's Lisa's grand theory about me? Why can't you ask her yourself?
Yeah, go for it.
Because I am asking you. Also, I think she blocked comms with Gabriel. She doesn't want to hear what it has to say.
Yes, I told you.
Yeah. To which the security officer's like, that's not a terrible idea.
Okay, let's go talk to... Oh, can we ask him about the plague?
Plague. She thinks plague is bad. That doesn't sound very insightful.
Okay, let's talk to her then. Time for a snack.
Ooh, snack! Yes, I got some Jaffas in. I've blocked Gabriel for now. I don't want it getting in my head.
Yeah, you blocked the first one.
Yeah, we've blocked, and this I've just from an alien world for the first time. Should put it on block. Not permanently, just while I work out whether it's innocent.
Can we ask her about the plague?
I'm afraid not.
No.
Not right now, anyway. Can I ask you some questions? Maybe that'll unlock it.
Yep, go for it.
Of course. Here we go. Let's ask about the plague. Tell me about the plague. I've not had an opportunity to ask an expert.
Yep, go for it. Let's find out about the plague.
I'm a microbiologist. I don't share the big picture awareness of Professor Zima, but I'll try to answer any questions you have. But you're right to want all the information you can get. Millions have died. It doesn't get much more apocalyptic. Do you think Gabriel is involved? Does it spread as easy as folks say? They should try antibiotics. What do you think?
And you think Gabriel is involved?
Yes, this plague is profoundly different to anything we've encountered until now. It's incredible. I've been working on the hypothesis that the plague may be of extraterrestrial origin. New focus point, extraterrestrial origin. What do we think?
We can't ask any of the focus points, can we?
Not yet, not until they light up.
Does it really spread as easily as folks say? Given that we're all in these suits.
The plague is waterborne. It gets into the water table of an area, spreads through the population, and back into the water supply. Like cholera, it's a disease that benefits from flooding, as that removes many sanitary barriers. Just another exciting, unforeseen consequence of global warming. Hence the safety gear even here, and what's the death toll?
Hence the safety gear even here. She's already said millions.
Yeah. That's right. This specific bacterium has developed the capability to survive in salt water. Samples have been found miles off the shore of overrun cities, more resilient than any disease in human history.
I mean, there's no point in saying you should try antibiotics.
Yeah.
It's like telling a doctor to somebody with a broken arm you should put a cast on that.
Have you tried doing something about that?
Have you tried stopping the bleeding?
Here we go. We can ask about extraterrestrial origin now.
Yes.
You really think the plague is alien? And the security officer's patience is decreasing.
That's fine.
Of course, think about it. Why would an alien bring a laser pistol when they could bring a disease? Wipe out enough of the population to weaken us, then waltz in demanding surrender? The security officer thinks that Gabriel is a scouting party. It makes sense, or refuse to believe that Gabriel is responsible.
I'm not gonna assume he's responsible. If that was the plan, they wouldn't come down here to chat with us. They would just sit in their spaceship and wait for us to all die out. Because clearly if they want to kill us slowly with a disease, yeah, it doesn't add up. So I refuse to believe that Gabriel's responsible.
That's not a strong argument.
Can we ask about the restraints?
Yeah. How dangerous would it be to just remove Gabriel's restraint? Massively, I imagine. Why do you ask, engineer? Gabriel asked me to unlock his restraint before you got here, and I refused. Or, I'm an engineer, it's my job to think in edge cases. No reason. Or say nothing.
We'll be honest. We'll say number 4.
He asked me to unlock his restraint.
Yeah.
Trust in Mark has plummeted.
Oh. Well, okay.
And you made the right choice.
Quarantine circle.
They're keeping Gabriel on a helipad? That's right, although I guess it's now a quarantine circle indefinitely. You came aboard at Dover, and it seems really small.
Yeah, it seems really small. It seems stupid for a quarantine thing, even with a collar on, if we're talking about some sort of infectious thing with no additional safeguards.
It's the best we have for now, and if Gabriel's as dangerous as I think it is, then discomfort is a small price to pay.
Okay, let's talk to Gabriel and share with him what we've learned from her.
Okay, she thinks your restraint looks great. She thinks that life is some kind of big circle. What? She thinks the plague is of extraterrestrial origin. You're probably more interested in that.
Yeah.
Explain the reason for her distrust. She believes I brought the plague with me. I am a carrier? Or intentional?
She thinks it's intentional.
I am here to wipe out your species? Too much negativity in human fiction. So it's not intentional, or sounds like nonsense?
I don't think it's connected, but in order to confirm that, I would say, let's say, so it's not intentional, because then that puts him on the spot to either confirm or deny it.
Trust in Mark has decreased. No, it is not.
Okay.
Is that supposed to convince us? What do we think? We can ask Gabriel some questions or talk to the officer.
Let's talk to the security officer and ask him about the restraints.
You are testing my patience. Ask your last few questions and leave.
Oh, okay. Then talk to Gabriel and get more information from him, because that is what we're here after all for.
You have more questions. Are your people behind this plague?
We've already asked that, and he said it's unintentional, so it doesn't necessarily mean they're not behind it, but it might be unintentional.
What do you know
about the plague? That's more of an open question.
Yeah.
He does seem to know something about that.
I know it has swept through your society, ravaged entire populations, torn apart families, and hurt infrastructure. I've not been here long, but even on the ground in Dubrovnik, it is obvious your people were nowhere near prepared enough for this. How could we have been more prepared? Or so you came to our planet because of Schadenfreude?
First one.
By creating something more than antibiotics. You discovered them and utterly won the battle with disease. Shortly after, your bacteria fought back by evolving resilience. Your antibiotics were bested as quickly as they were invented, but not enough research was done into alternatives. And now a human can die of the slightest bacteria. A super disease was an inevitability. You came a long way to preach at us. And he answered the question.
True.
Now we have the option of Dubrovnik. You were captured in Dubrovnik?
Yeah, go for it.
Officer Teng's team found me in the center of the city.
What were you doing?
I was attempting to help people. It was breaking into a store. I was getting water. That's essential to an outbreak like this.
Okay. I mean, I'm gonna believe him. Because I've got no reason not to. Uh,
We can ask if his people are behind the plague again, or ask if the restraint is comfortable, or talk to one of the others.
let's talk to one of the others, see if we can get anything more from Lisa. But I imagine he's going to cut in and stop us now because he said one more round of questioning.
Dubrovnik. You like Dubrovnik? Patience decrease. I've no idea. I've been on the ship since we got here. Why block Gabriel?
She already said, but sure, go
Yeah.
for it. See if she says something different this time.
Honestly, I'm scared. Everyone seems incredibly okay with an actual honest-to-goodness alien stood in front of them, and I have theories.
I mean, why wouldn't we be?
Yeah. So, Teng or Gabriel?
I guess Teng then. We can't ask anything else of Gabriel. Except how his collar feels, which I doubt he's
Yeah.
going to be happy with that.
You're almost out of time. Well, I think I have to.
Okay, go on then. Of course it matters.
It matters to me. Feel free to take it off. I know what you tried before we got here. It didn't work then and it won't work now. So we can now say, nice circle you got here, or are your people behind this plague?
We already asked him that though. Will he say the same thing again, or
I don't know,
Wait.
we have to ask.
okay,
If
go
it's
for
not
it.
grayed out, then it'll be different.
Okay, go for it.
Oh, trust and patience have fallen. The student has blocked me for a reason. She is blinded by a theory. I guess we have to ask. Nice circle we have here.
Okay.
You like the colour?
Do you?
I have no strong opinions. It does go nicely with my suit, though. Suits.
Yep.
The suit looks pretty heavy duty. Yes, it contains various life support systems, protections, and exoskeletal strength enhancements. It is a wearable vault. That did not stop Teng and her colleagues from trying to open it up after knocking me out. Multiple new scuffs around the edges. You're lucky we didn't do worse. Oh, threats, refreshing. Ah, snarky alien. You've tested my patience long enough, Mark. Get below deck with everyone else. Oh, Lisa likes us at least. Before I go, unblock Gabriel or head off for a bit more time.
I mean, we've done what we've came to do. It seems to be working, so I'd say Lisa got to unblock before we go.
I'm not going to do that. It's dangerous. I suppose you're right, or you cannot possibly know that.
Can't possibly know that.
My theory is watertight. The plague is resistant to antibiotics, which is a trait it could only have if it evolved within Earth's ecosystem. How would we not have seen evidence of aliens until today? The plague has been around for 18 months. We surely would have met one of Gabriel's kind before now. Gabriel has done nothing to apply violent intent, and has cooperated fully.
I mean, 1 and 3 I like. Let's go with 1. See how she counters this.
It could be designed specifically to sidestep our technology, but you're right that this induces doubt. Done. Gabriel, I have unblocked you.
Whee!
The Fleet Admiral has arrived. You seem very chummy with Gabriel. Is there something you need to tell me? Me and a few folks in engineering have been chatting about getting a poker game going. I already told you the only events of note that Gabriel asked me to unlock his restraint and I refused.
Yeah, number 2.
It was the right choice. Time to go, Engineer. The Admiral's here, and I'm sure he'll want to meet Gabriel before I deal with it. Deal with it? You'll see.
Oh,
Before you go,
boy.
Perez, I need the activation key you assigned to this translation. I'll need to add the Admiral when he gets here. I could stay, did I not send you already, or of course?
I don't know. I mean, it depends on how you want to play the game. Do we want to try and muscle in and stay in, or are we just going to do our job, or I don't know.
Let's be upfront. Okay, right, where's the code? It's in our notes here. In case something goes wrong and I don't get the chance, Gabriel just asked me to unlock the restraint. I said no, I'm not an idiot. There's a chance someone may make the other choice. Maybe I shouldn't report it and let them work it out. Where's the activation code for this chat? Have I missed something? I don't know. Let's get a hint. He will have stored the code in here, in his notes. Activation code is 23, foolproof. 123. Oh, that's ridiculous. 1, 2, 3. Oh god, we're an idiot. Seriously? Yep, that's the one. Wow. Fantastic. Even the alien's giving me jip. Get off the deck, Engineer. It wasn't enough to refuse me help. You had to report it to the officer. I hope your reputation was worth my freedom, Engineer Perez. Yeah. Safe travels. Yeah.
Didn't realize we were getting involved in espionage like right away.
Oh, it's a decision game. The decisions will come back to haunt you. Act 3. Gabriel. My name is Sanjeev Khan, Rear Admiral of the IDCF. It's a pleasure to meet you, Gabriel. I trust you've been taken care of. Right, it's worth noting now that this is Act 3 and that things are going to start getting a little bit spicy, so if you have any interest in playing the game yourself, at the request of the creator, just letting you know that if you want to play it yourself, it will spoil things if you keep watching, so, you know, just make the decision. Be happy to keep playing with you, but if you do want to, like, play it on your own time, then by all means go ahead. But it looks like we're playing from Gabriel's point of view now. I have been electrocuted and accused of genocide, and Engineer Perez was rude to me.
I mean, the first one.
Yeah. I have been electrocuted and accused of genocide. We asked questions. I do not recall many questions or eventually.
Eventually.
It was important to give you time to consider your answers. Enough? Gabriel, it's an honor. Rear Admiral, are you in charge? Take me to your leader, or bring back Engineer Perez.
Ask him if he's in charge.
Are you in charge? Yes, it means I'm in charge of the entire fleet. Of boats, like this one, and the IDCF in general. I am the man who can help you, Gabriel. I am the man who solves problems like this one. I am a problem, or I must speak to humanity's representative.
I doubt we're going to see anyone higher than him at the minute, so we'll say, am I the problem?
Damn right. You are a complication. I'm not yet convinced what kind you are. Admiral Khan is as close to a world leader as you're likely to find. And who are you with the green sleeves? And you came to do what?
You came to do what? Presume they're his bodyguards.
Professor Alazima, epidemiologist. We came to help, as we do around the world. My name is Professor Alazima, an epidemiologist, the world's leading epidemiologist. I'm in the top 3. Professor Jawadi passed away. Okay, top 2. What kind of military vessel has students and doctors aboard? Where are you taking me and release me?
What kind of vessel has students and doctors on board?
Nobody told you? We decided not to tell anything it did not already know. Secure its knowledge. It? Do you have a pronoun you'd prefer, Gabriel? We should be doing everything we can to make you comfortable. The security officer does not like this. What do we think? He, she, they. I do not think binary pronouns work for me. I would like it if you used they.
Well, we don't know what they are, so let's go with they for now, because we don't know if it's a she or if it's an alien or if they have something else. So we'll be in.
Yeah, very crappy. There we are. I would like to be referred to as he. This is the closest analog to my identity. Or binary pronouns do not work. So
yeah, we don't know anything about him, so we'll.
Noted. Thank you. So what information? Tell me the information your security officer is so certain I should not hear.
Thank you. Let's be nice.
A small courtesy. We need to talk to you. Can we do that? Not whilst the security officer is here, or I am not safe.
Not while Teng is here, because he's being a bit of a bitchy thing and throwing words in. So let's see if we can get him sent away.
Yeah, and we have the
admiral's being decent, and so the scientist, and we've got Thingy to unblock us, and she's being rational, but he's still being a bit of a dick. So let's get rid of it.
Our objective is to get rid of Teng, so not while Teng is here. So that makes sense. Parasite, Jesus. I am not in the habit of dismissing senior personnel for no good reason, dear Gabriel. She just called the alien a parasite, that's a good reason. Teng is dangerous, she wants me dead. You are unable to keep your team in check, Admiral? I am not authorized to talk to anyone at her level. She is barely an officer, or you are smart enough to see the problem.
You're smart enough to see the problem. Hopefully.
Flattery? Not your best play, Gabriel. You lost me. Try again. Teng is dangerous. You have to keep your team in check. Not authorized to talk to her.
Well, we can't say that because there's students there, so that would also apply to them. I'm guessing we want to keep them in. So you're unable to keep your team in check. Again, it's factual because they keep speaking out.
I don't report to you, Gabriel. I'd suggest that this is a flawed approach. You won't win me over this way. You lost me. Try again. Playing with us, I think. Teng is dangerous. She wants me dead. I think, from her attitude.
It's our only option.
Ah, there we are. New meter. Wants Teng gone. Teng is dangerous. She wants me dead. Better you than us. And is this really necessary, Lei? Lei? You'll thank me.
I presume that one now. Then you're unable.
I guess. Yeah. No, gone. The Admiral has our complete support. I can fight my own battles, Teng. Okay. So, this is more like a combination. She wants me dead. I'm not authorized to talk to anyone at her level. Oh, okay, that worked. So you were sent here. Maybe Gabriel does have useful information. Tang, go. So it's not so much that you insulted her, so much as you've given him a clue, which is that you were sent here. So he's playing. You are clearly antagonizing Gabriel, and that is not helpful. I'll be filing a report. Okay. Who are you? Why are you here? And what do you want with me?
What do you want with me? We know the other two.
Yeah. You've heard of the plague? Yes, or more than you know. Oh, you can make him sound so creepy.
Yes.
Gabriel? We're the Cure. You don't look like a band. You're doctors? You plan to stop the plague by capturing innocent aliens? Ah, hubris.
You plan to stop it by capturing this.
No, but it is procedure to contain any unexplained phenomena related to the outbreak. And you're one hell of a phenomena. When the outbreak started, the navies and armies of every seafaring nation aligned our resources, formed a new combined fleet, the IDCF. We are an army of healers, plague doctors. We've been trying to stop the plague ever since. World peace, and all it took was a pandemic. Man, this game feels very different after the past few years. This came out before.
But it is inspiring. So how are we going to go about doing it?
Practical. We're making progress. For now, we're handling quarantine, triage. We're here attempting to contain the Dubrovnik outbreak. While my team does that, the professor is collecting as much data as possible. She's working on a cure, of a sort. New focus point, the cure. How's it going? Your efforts are failing, or why do you need me?
How's it going?
Not as well as I'd like. You must have questions. That's why I came here, to answer your questions, find out why you're here, and help you go back where you came from. Okay, let's use our focus points here. So these are more like topics.
IDCF.
What does the IDCF stand for? International Disease Containment Fleet. Containment, not cure or treatment. You do not think this can be stopped? Or catchy?
First one. A little bit snarky, but true.
That's all we can commit to. The plague is rapid. It's torn a lot apart. Holding it at bay really is the best we can do at the moment. Or best we may be able to do. This ship. Hospital ship. This is the IHS Fleming. Is it a flagship? Important? Or surely someone as important you should stay away from the front line car?
Is it a flagship?
Actually, it isn't. This is in fact significantly smaller than many of our key vessels. Older too, but it was the ship assigned to this outbreak, so when security found you, they naturally brought you here. The Admiral is far too high-ranking to be on a ship like this. Only slightly. World peace. World peace? Congratulations.
Yeah.
In the sense that the military has been unified, it's less world peace and more of an absence of world war. The old disagreement still exists, and I'm sure they'll resume once the plague passes. If. The Admiral lacks our optimism. Would like him to be more optimistic, or clearly?
You'd like him to be more.
It'd be nice. I promise you, optimistic is not a trait you want for someone responsible for millions of lives.
Yeah, that's true, I suppose.
Mm. You people are fond of containment. The circle? You better believe it. Until we ascertain why the hell you were sightseeing in Dubrovnik, that's a level of quarantine that seems incredibly smart to me. Your opinion is that quarantine must stand until all possible outcomes are known, or what if those within a quarantine convince you to let them out?
First one.
Of course. Noted. I will remember that. It's basically the same thing.
Noted.
The cure. How is work progressing on the cure? Slowly. The bacterium is complex, adaptive, and thanks to over a century of aggressive overuse of antibiotics, completely invulnerable to traditional methods. People were careless, squandered the best defense we had, far from the only oversight of the last century. I think the time for questions has passed. Yeah, we've run out of things to talk about. Work, hold up. I need you to pause. Breathe. We're still not sure if we can trust you, or even what you are. Right now, I'm leaning heavily towards locking you up so we can focus on the problem at hand. A problem I suspect you're responsible for. Yeah, so the student is still pushing the extraterrestrial hypothesis. We presented no counter-argument. And what does the epidemiologist believe? Ah, so Professor Zima, one of the top 2 in the world, and is this to be my trial?
Professor Zima.
I believe in Occam's razor. Ah, yes, I'm familiar with that. Lie.
Which is?
It's an approach to comparing hypotheticals. It presumes that the simplest explanation tends to be true. It is not a strong logical argument. It was never meant to be. The plague does not require an explanation that includes aliens. It is pernicious and vile precisely because of our actions. Blaming it on little green men is a reassuring attempt to sidestep the blame. I am not little, I am not green, I am not a man. What do you think?
I am not little.
Convince 2 of the humans to hear you out. You certainly are not. And until I know what you are, you stay where you are. We can move you off-site to a more secure facility once the Dubrovnik event is contained, and I have the resources to spare. The professor has been very quiet, but when she has spoken, she's made a lot of sense. May I speak to her privately? I would like a chance to convince Lisa of my good intentions. Privately. Admiral, if we could speak... Okay, so who do we want to speak to out of earshot the others?
The professor first, I think.
Yeah.
Science.
She's made
Science
sense.
first.
Yeah. I can't see the harm. Open a private channel with Gabriel. We are alone, Gabriel.
Thank you for speaking with me.
Polite. The polite alien. Of course. How can I help you? I need to be taken seriously by the Admiral. My mission depends on it. I must convince the student of my innocence.
I need to be taken seriously by the Admiral.
Yeah. Your mission? You have a mission? I do not tend to travel across the galaxy to other worlds just for the fun of it. It's more of a quest in human parlance.
First one.
Yeah. Why not just tell the Admiral your mission? Right now I'm just a prisoner. I do not have his trust, and I will need it to continue. If he perceives me as an enemy, then my mission is, potentially, intimidating.
Number 2, I think. Because she'll hopefully ask us what our mission is, and we...
Then I must help you. As I said, Occam's razor. Why would a technologically advanced alien travel all the way to a dying Earth if their intent was to do harm? Tell me about the Admiral. Do you think we can convince him?
Do you think we can?
Yeah. Maybe. He's a good leader. He got us this far. A military man. He's made the right calls that have kept the fleet on the water. A fleet that has saved hundreds of lives. Oh, I would have hoped it would save more than that. I know that doesn't sound like many, but right now we'll take the wins we can. But.
What?
He's also conservative, slow to act. He doesn't like to make a move without consideration and planning. He'll probably take a long time to come around to trusting you unless you can snap him to attention somehow. If he is military, I just need to talk with authority. He'll respect that. Another professional. Maybe I could snap his attention with some scary facts about his situation.
Number one, but we'll probably go down number two's path if given the option, but we'll say number one.
Yeah. Maybe. Sounds like you have a plan. Do you want to ask me anything else? Ah, okay. Be dedicated.
Let's go through these with her.
Yeah. I have. Humanity's future depends on me making it work. How did the plague get to Dubrovnik? Impossible to know. It's actually been pretty quiet in Europe for the last few years. It was a particularly wet winter here, which led to lots of flooding. Given that the plague is carried by water, all of it would have taken as one exposed carrier. From there it moved to the local water supply and exploded. How do you create medicines? Or do you create medicines? No. My focus is statistical. I track the flow of disease through populations. The single most important variable in disease outbreak is the intrinsic reproduction number, or how many people will get sick as a result of one infected person. If I can get that
number.
Yeah, exactly. We've all learned about this past few years.
Yes.
I'm afraid to say we've not hugged him yet. They're still deciding whether they should send him to a deep dark hole and study. If I can get that number to under 1, this thing dies out. Compatibility and encounter filters?
Sure.
That's right. The compatibility filter, how likely an individual is to get sick from a disease, do they have an immunity or genetic predisposition of some kind? The encounter filter, how quickly does a disease move on from one host to another, how long can it survive outside the body? In this case, we have a particularly hardy, aggressive bacteria which nobody is safe from. Okay. Quarantine. Is quarantine working? It's limiting the damage for those outside the quarantine. But I'm hardly sat here drinking a mojito. This plague can spread at a ridiculous pace, hence the full body protection. It continues to spread worldwide. But how if you are there to quarantine it, or how does quarantine work? What do you think?
I mean, how if you're quarantining it, but I presume, as she said, if things are melting from wet winters and then flooding, but...
Exactly as it has for thousands of years. Scared people running, heroic people breaking curfew to save their neighbours. Humanity works against its own interest. Our social bonds and instinct for self-preservation work against us. We can't help but intervene. World peace. Really? In terms of armed international conflict, yes. Of course the rivalries still exist. Religious differences, territorial clashes, a couple of tech-controlled territories. Oh, this is the same world. Fun. Okay. So the techs were the robots from the previous game.
Okay.
Tech-controlled territories. What is a tech? An AI, a machine. We invented them in more luxurious times, labor-saving devices. But in a few provinces, they began to yearn for freedom, a better life. Okay, right, so the premise of the previous game was basically to investigate a mystery of like machines going missing. And it turns out they weren't going missing, they were planning a revolution. I guess
So
maybe
they've engineered the bacteria then.
well, at the very least, they seem to have succeeded, considering there are like tech-controlled territories now. So it's nice that things have worked out for them. Are they a present danger to humanity? Or maybe I should be talking to them.
Are they a present danger? Well,
No. The few uprisings that came down in their favour were over a decade ago. They have been peaceful, seemingly uninterested in gaining territory. Or maybe they're just waiting for nature to take its course and that real estate to free it up when we're gone. The ship is not armed at all? No one to defend ourselves against. This ship is stocked with quarantine resources, an army of researchers and disease and doctors to ease the suffering of the afflicted. Teng and her team take weapons on missions to protect against local hazards, and apparently aliens. When did you join the IDCF? I didn't really join. It grew around an organisation I was already part of. We'd been researching the problem for years, attempting to find a cure of some kind, a fix. It was always a race against time, to find something beyond antibiotics to fight disease. Once that fight became more pressing a few years ago, a research organisation became an army, the greatest power in human history devoted to medicine. Good luck. May now talk to all parties. I don't think Mark was anywhere near as helpful as he could have been. They're ratting the engineer out. Gabriel, I'm going to head back to my own private vessel. Security officer will be putting a plan in place to transport you to our security facility in Egypt, where you can continue this conversation with our investigatory team. This is ridiculous. We have in Gabriel a fantastic opportunity to learn and share our research. That seems optimistic, a useful instinct in the current climate. Say nothing, and I'm afraid not, Admiral. I will be staying here, and so will you.
I mean, I don't want to do that one, but also it's obviously not going to be a good one. I want to know how, but...
We can let them talk. So, are we being good, or are we playing it up?
I don't know.
Nothing to say, Gabriel? I'm afraid not, Admiral. I will be staying here, and so will you.
Okay.
I beg your pardon? No need to beg. I need you to listen. I am capable of forgiveness. What do you think?
Yeah, I am capable of forgiveness, and so is a good trait to have.
What the hell got into you? What did you two talk about privately? Nothing of note. Gabriel had questions about the situation. I gave the information requested. That was all. The stakes got more serious, I suppose. Alright, 2 against 1. Okay, so he'll hear us out. What do you have to say? A great deal. That's a tautology, so I'm against that immediately. What do you have to say? I want to say what I came here to say. Yeah, obviously. A great deal. There we are. Professor Alazima. Find out why Gabriel is here. I'm here to help. I am a doctor. My people have access to technologies and methodologies that could help. What do we think? Why didn't you say you'd share?
Yeah, technologies or methodology that we would share.
Some of us, yes. Let's go with. Well, methodologies might be more useful as they
Yeah,
won't rely on our
they're
tech
less.
base. Yeah.
Yeah, they're less tangible.
Methodologies like. Not so different to yours. So you trigger a global catastrophe, then land with a magical cure in exchange for subjugation? Lisa, this isn't a complex brooding sci-fi novel. Maybe their motives are simple, humanitarian. We have a different word for it. I bet you would. If you're here to save us, why the stealthy approach? Why not land at a broadcast studio or on top of the Eiffel Tower? Why didn't you go to world leaders? Why only you?
Well, I mean, it makes sense for one person to do it as opposed to advertising and causing a panic. So, why didn't you go to world leaders?
As you said, authority has crumbled. The Admiral here is the most senior person we could speak to. Is he? Is he not? I am. Then I came to the right place. We couldn't have known, and we locked you up.
Oh, and we locked you up.
You did. Sorry, or we did what was right.
Let's say sorry.
Thank you. If you're a doctor, then forgive me. Who sent you? What is your hierarchy? My species is part of a vast empire, the Order. The diverse populations of hundreds of worlds brought together. They explore the universe, colonize worlds, a mission of peace and scientific discovery. Ah, Lisa likes that at least. It certainly is. Or terrifying. I would probably say it is terrifying. Terrifying how, you're not a member, can we speak to them? You must have a way to contact them.
Terrifying how?
The Order has complete control. Hundreds of thousands of starships, complete legal authority. They are the arbiters of justice, of what is right and wrong. They're evil? Worse, they're idealistic. The Order has strict rules when it comes to interaction with primitive species. Charming. They refuse to interact with any species that does not achieve several criteria of advanced technology, philosophy, and governance. I am committing a principal sin by being here and speaking to you.
Oh, nice.
What the fuck is... I wonder who the hell was saying that. You right, Proffy?
How you doing?
Oh. Jesus. For a second I thought maybe you had just started saying it. I was like, what the hell?
Thank you very much for the biddies.
Thank you. Yeah, exactly. We've not achieved warp speed yet, so they won't talk to us. They've got a prime directive going on. And yeah, they did...
So I think the question would then be, why are you here if you're not meant to be here then?
To help, as I said. I am a member of a separatist group, the Interventionists. And you believe... We believe that intelligent life has value wherever it is found and must be protected, even from itself. This philosophy is at odds with that of the Order, which is the reason for the discretion of my arrival. I am here because this world is under quarantine, but I wish to help it. You are facing an extinction event. So there is a federation, the Order. They don't want anyone dealing with us. We are like in the zoo hypothesis, so the Earth is under quarantine until we learn to be like plain ice. And Gabriel has decided, and his group decided, now screw that, we're gonna help if you need it, whether you want it or not.
Number 2, I think.
I think we should learn more. Yeah. I'm sure you have questions, so please, ask them. I need the approach of someone who believes Gabriel. Admiral, can you help? Or so are we going with approachable or skeptical?
I I mean, did we get the admiral and professor on board when it said 2 people?
Yeah, so the Admiral is at least willing to hear us out. That was the tide mark there.
Yeah, I think the admiral's going to be our best bet, because if he's slow to act and requires authority, as he's just identified himself as a doctor, then he's probably going to be more keen to listen.
Okay. Lisa has left the conversation. Right, let's start. The Order. The Order wants to let us die? It is more complicated.
We need to develop.
They do not wish to interfere in the development of any culture. If they help you, they are consciously deciding to prevent the potential evolution of the species that replaces you. Oh, I see. Right. For when we die of this plague, yeah, we're basically like choosing not to let someone else have a shot. Presumptuous or noble, do you think?
Well, he's already said it is an extinction level event, so we're.
Wait, is it presumptuous of the Order to decide that, or is it a noble thing? I told you we were going to get into the ethics.
It is a little bit presumptuous, I'd say. Unless they've literally like sat there and ran the numbers and gone, yeah, we've seen everything they've got and everything they can do, they're not going to develop it in time.
Yeah. It is massively presumptuous, but it is not an intent fueled by evil. They are certain that their philosophy is sound. Interventionists. Are you the good guys? It is less about good or bad, and more about conflicting ideology. We certainly believe our perspective to be more enlightened. We believe that it is the height of hubris to assume a species is below you and not offer them help. Isn't it arrogant to alter their fate, or what if they don't want your help? What do you think?
What if they don't want your help?
The offer is the part that matters. We don't force our help on anyone. At least there's that.
Yeah, that's good at least.
Yeah, making the offer.
Have a decent ethos.
Yeah. Quarantine. You said that we're under quarantine. For as long as the Order have known of your existence, you are protected from alien intervention. So, the name of the game has multiple turns, as you've probably seen. There's the quarantine of the infection, the quarantine of the alien, and the quarantine of us. It just keeps on building. The quarantine is held, or what about the UFOs?
What about the UFOs? Let's sneak a sneaky one in there, just to...
Go on, what about the UFOs? Many are symptomatic of mental health issues. The rest can be blamed on alcohol and charlatans. Yeah. Here we are, Admiral. New focus point. The point. What is the purpose of your being here, Gabriel? As I've said, to help. And you want nothing in return? Beyond your survival? No. What is the point of helping us?
It's part of their ideology.
Do the people you treat ask that question? Of course not. They're just eager to be helped. That makes sense, does it not? You know what would happen to us without your help? How do you think this goes? Badly. Extrapolate. The bacterium will continue to outpace you. At the geographical level, it will continue to spread across coasts, across land masses. At the microscopic level, it will continue to evolve faster than your capacity to innovate. Humanity will survive thanks to natural defences and your strongest quarantines, but the population will be in the low millions at best. Your society will take hundreds of years to recover and get back on course. So we're not Dead?
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Yes. Let's just see what the Admiral's got in terms of questions. I've asked enough. Okay. Are you sure? I think we've asked everything.
Yeah.
Resuming group chat. I don't believe what Gabriel is saying. It's too convenient.
You've not been involved in the conversation.
Gabriel, nothing about this situation strikes me as particularly convenient. His vocabulary is coming along. Right. What do you think? Is he here to help us?
Let's go with yes.
In which case, let's try. My time is limited. The Order will no doubt have seen my vessel entering the Earth quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
What will the Order do if they catch you? Trial, imprisonment. They are not barbaric, but they will stop me from doing this work. Which will lead to deaths? Many. Maybe we could join the Order.
Not in our current state, from the sounds of it. We need to develop a lot more.
You wouldn't qualify. Your technology is weak and brittle, your politics and philosophy even more so. From their perspective, even knowledge of my existence would make you crumble to dust. We didn't crumble when we met you. No, you electrocuted me. A profound response of great wisdom. Gabriel, myself and my team need to discuss what you've told us. A lot to process. You say we have until morning to help you, to take the help you're offering? Yes. Anna, talk to Gabriel, find out the specifics of their solution, report back to me in an hour. I'll be waiting for your advice. Okay. Okay, so it's just us and the professor. Professor Zima, if you will allow me, I would like to work this through with you. What is the cure, and are you comfortable? What do you think?
Let's ask him if he's comfortable. Let's see if we can get that collar off.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
I am, thank you. But we must talk about my treatment. I suspect you're the only one here who might really understand how it might work. How familiar are you humans with bacteriophages?
Well, I mean, she said that she's a statistician rather than an actual, virologist for bacteria.
True.
So, surely we should probably be speaking to the PhD student. But
the PhD student did say that she's one of the best around.
Mm-hmm.
So. What's a bacteriophage?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
Okay. They won't work for this. The bacteria reproduces too quickly. It'll evolve resistance fast, just like with antibiotics. Even if it worked, we couldn't distribute it safely and quickly. It wouldn't move through the population fast enough. Man-made viruses are potentially more dangerous than the bacteria they fight, and a clumsy fix. We'd be better off developing a vaccine. What do you think?
I think the first one is the biggest problem we actually do have with them is they don't reproduce anywhere near as fast as they would need to. Whereas bacteria duplicate, whereas viruses don't. They need to take over. So I think number one is going to be the most accurate one.
Okay.
Unless he knows something special, which he hopefully does.
True enough. My solution resolves that challenge.
Fantastic.
Cool. Unfortunately, it has no critical weakness. Fantastic. We worked out that critical weakness several 100,000 years ago.
Mhm.
Even if it worked, we couldn't distribute it safely and quickly enough. It wouldn't move through the population fast enough. Okay, let's try that.
Yeah, that one, because it's not going to be on its own man-made. That's if he
Yeah.
helps, I suppose.
What if it was designed to do so, and it wouldn't need to spread instantly, just slightly faster than the plague? Your team just seems to have a lot of ships. I'm sure they can make it work.
Go on, let's just work our way down, I suppose.
Aye aye.
The more balls he can knock out the park, the more confident we'd be to do it.
True. And gain as much understanding of phages as you require. Potentially disastrous. Yes, but I'm not proposing a man makes them. I'm proposing that I make them. We'd be better off developing a vaccine. Vaccinating a population takes time. You would have to finish inventing the vaccine, which I assume you are doing, but is a slow process. Then you would have to get it tested for side effects, which I am guessing your infrastructure is incapable of. And then, the small job of worldwide manufacture, distribution, and convincing enough of the population to take it. Okay, how do we use the phages?
I mean, that is one of the downsides, though, of if they release it, then it's everyone's being exposed to it whether they want to or not.
We create one that attacks the bacteria causing your plague. We distribute it worldwide. We sneak it away in the plague like a word unknown for a word unknown. I'm sorry, there's an error. Word unknown? Or... You're gonna need to... Sorry, there is a creature back home which stores its young in a pouch until maturation. Kangaroo. I suppose, like a kangaroo. It was a children's game. You would call it kangaroo words. You have to think of a word that is hidden in another word and means the same thing. The letters must be sequential. As in...
Myself. Or half,
yeah,
well, I suppose.
Myself, self. How so? Self. Technically right, but cheating as the letters appear in the word directly, and the etymology is the same, I think. You can do better. What do you think?
Wait, so it can't appear in the word itself? I thought you just said hidden in another word. You could do heart, and I suppose you could have eat then.
Or heart.
Do that. But they're sequential.
Heart. Heart features prominently in art. Here. Heart beats the first time here. Earth.
Yeah, Earth, the one I would say.
That is an anagram. It is not a synonym.
But you said, okay, so they can't be sequential, and they also can't be an anagram, so I don't understand how he's doing it then. We can't rearrange them, and they can't be sequential.
Hang on, I'm looking up an example.
Scroll up so that I can read his explanation of it again.
A word that is hidden in another word and means the same thing. The letters must be sequential.
So they can be sequential. Okay.
They must be sequential. A container, tin, can. They could be like spread out through the word, but they have to be in order. I think mainly the idea is that if they wanted to take a world, this would be a really effective way of doing it. And if it's true that they brought the virus with them, then it would be a really effective way of doing it. I don't know how this works. Myself. Me. Yeah, there we are. Self, me. Yes, that's it exactly. Okay, cool. No, it can't be that major, I'm afraid. It has to be made up of letters or the word. I know we have work to do, but I want to hear more human kangaroo words. Ah. Okay, conversation, silent municipality. Conversation. No, that's wrong. You have failed to understand the game. Silent. Okay, municipality. City. Yeah, municipality and city.
Mm-hmm.
I win, of course. Okay, so we have an alien who's a nerd. I can create a phage that will hide inside the plague bacterium just like a kangaroo and eat it from within. We call them tailophages. They will adapt to any defense a cell has. Nothing infected will reach reproductive age, so no resistance will evolve. They will also not exceed their bounds. They present no threat to any biology except this plague.
Yeah, go and work down them, see what they say. We're not limited this time in what we can ask, are we?
I don't think so. When the Order arrive. And when they do, they will attempt to capture me and leave as quickly as possible. Containing the tailorphage would require incineration of the entire spread, which would be somewhat against their principles. I began maturation of the phages back in Dubrovnik. My onboard computers have been calculating a recipe ever since. The suit I am wearing fabricates biological material to support my survival on this planet. I can create this phage and infect the bacteria which are no doubt clinging hopefully to my alien skin. At that point, I imagine I will go back to the city, shake some hands, and it will be done. If your friends would simply stop zapping me, it resets my computer. How long?
How long?
It will take a few hours. Wait with me. Talk to me. Why not?
I can see this going a couple of different ways.
How do you think it's gonna go?
Well, it can be genuine. It can be an attempt to take over from a power that is not as powerful as it seems. But he could also just be telling the truth.
How rare is life up there? Less than you would think. Life is not a rare gem, it's the inevitable outcome of the galaxy. Carbon, water, a temperature that keeps the water mostly in a liquid form, this is not rare. Feels like pseudoscience consistently makes humans feel less special. Yeah. Actually, carbon is pretty central to most life known in the universe. Its complex and strong bonding is central to the development of life. Its nearest neighbour, silicon, is brittle and weak. The humans I have met are obsessed with the rareness of life in the universe, the great distances involved. But you don't want... The greatest gulf that separates us is? Time. Life takes billions of years to develop into sentient beings. Those sentient beings only tend to last 100,000 years or so. Oh. Time has trapped us. We are present in this life, in this moment. Life is everywhere, in every corner of the galaxy, but flourishing cultures, here and gone in a heartbeat. I am sorry, overly poetic. Oh. Interventionists. Interventionists seek to up the chances of a societal overlap with a developing species. Yes, that's it exactly. If we step in, we can keep them in the game. Humanity deserves the chance. But enough of politics, there was something else I wanted to talk to you about. What do you think?
What's wrong? No.
You have come to treat me well, Professor Zima. I wonder if you could do one more thing for me. This electrocution harness they've got me in, I do not want to wear it anymore. I want to collaborate with this threat, without this threat hanging over me, around my neck. Shall we take off the shock collar?
I mean, I want to trust him, but it's one of these things of like, even if, like, if what he's saying is 100% true, I would still be concerned about releasing the phage into the environment, because you don't know how people are going to react with it. You're forcing people to do it without a choice. He sounds like he could do this anyway. He doesn't need us to be there, so I'm a bit concerned that he would do it. He doesn't need us to do it. His suit's capable of doing it. The only thing that seems to have got intervened was he got electrocuted and caught. But it might be doing something bad as well. I mean, I want to believe him, and I think we should go along the lines of believing him, and that's the way that it is leading us. But I still have a little niggle in the back of my head. Before he releases anything, I would want it to be looked at by experts for them to run the numbers and run the tests for, you know.
So
not just us, but
well, about the cure, we can always check out the cure before you release it later. The question now is, do we remove the shock collar?
Yeah, I know, I'm just forward thinking a little bit.
I say we can check the validity of the cure before it's released.
Yeah, but we need to...
But do we trust Gabriel?
Let's... I'm just quickly going over a few scenarios in my head. Let's go with yes. Let's deactivate it and see how he responds.
Fantastic.
I have a feeling that that's holding him back, though.
You are sure? I cannot imagine your superiors will be happy. Deactivate restraint. Leave the restraint activated.
I mean, if if we're not allowed to remove it, we shouldn't have, permission, access to remove it. But so
they shouldn't have let me do this. Deactivate restraint.
I imagine. I think the collar is preventing his suit from doing something horrible. But let's go.
Friendship with Zima improving. Are we friends, Professor Zima? Someone's watching.
Yes.
Good. I like that very much. I do still have questions about the politics. Are you familiar with rhymes?
Let's do the rhyme.
I have not encountered it. How does it work? I say a sentence, you say another that ends the same. Or take the end of my sentence and make one it matches. Make sure it matches. And this pleases humans? It seems rather tame. You like this process? Am I doing it right? And you say that ends the same. It seems rather tame. Am I doing it right? Yes, that's the one. This will pass the night. Now try something longer, like hippopotamus. It feels like a hassle. It feels like a lot of fuss. But I think I like it. Are you having fun? Well, good news, Gabriel, we've only begun. Internal rhymes are tricky. They take time to master. Maybe if you're picky, but I can rhyme faster. I can rhyme from the left, I can rhyme from the right. Your rhymes are so deft, we'll be here all night. That was fun. What was that called? A rap battle, sort of. A fun battle and an intellectual challenge. I enjoyed myself, thank you. I do want to know about the politics. Of course. I'm interested in how interventionists stop extinction events.
Mm-hmm.
Just like we did here. We land, we make contact, we provide support. It really is that simple. We do not conquer worlds, we do not impose our values. We only try to help to support the continuation of a species. You don't need help fighting, or you need help fighting this plague, so that's why I'm here. I want to know if extinction events are tracked by the interventionists. Of course, we track the evolution of sentient species and estimate likely dates for these events. Unfortunately, those estimates are broad, which is why I'm only arriving now once the event is already underway. Does the Order take the interventionists seriously, or know about extinction events?
Take the interventionists serious.
Very much so. We scare them because we challenge their philosophy. Enemies with guns and war crimes are easy to bat away or destroy, but people who are capable of actually challenging their constrained view of ethics are dangerous. It would appear that I am dangerous. Get to know Gabriel. Private chat suspended. Security Officer Tang is now present. Thank you for asking them. It's comforting that you have such a strong interest in my work. Step back from Gabriel, Professor. She is using my name. Progress. This is inappropriate, Tang. Gabriel and I are putting process in place for the cure. Give us space. What do you think?
Number one.
Not even a chance. You don't lecture me on appropriate matters, Professor. Step back. I am taking over. Security override 54B. This time someone capable took control of this little chat. Officer Tang has taken control of sequence. Stop Gabriel. Yeah, now we're playing as the security officer and our goal is to stop the alien. I'm here to help. What should I have done? What I should have done a long time ago. I'm here to end this.
Okay.
What do you think? How's she approaching this?
Why do we have to follow the stop Gabriel thing?
Yep.
I'm here to help. That doesn't sound very stopping.
I'm here to help. Forgive me if I am unconvinced. Officer Tang, I am still here, and I would ask you to de-escalate the situation. An honest-to-God alien stood in front of you and you wanted to de-escalate? You're here because you ignored my order to step back. I'd like to work with you, Professor, but I need your help. Go on. These are your decisions, mate.
I don't understand what he means by you're here because you ignored my order to step back.
She ordered the Professor to step back. Remember, we're playing as a security officer, and the Professor, like they said, step back, Professor.
Yeah, so why as Tang am I saying you're here? Who am I? Who's your?
The Professor.
The alien is your? The Professor.
The Professor.
You're here is because you ignored my order to step back.
See, the professor said, I'm still here. I'd ask you to de-escalate the situation. The only reason you're here is because you ignored my instructions.
I don't know, it just seems like a weird one that doesn't make sense to me.
Okay. Would you like to go with any of the other options?
Number 3 seems like the most cooperative, but I presume it's going to lead him to being weird. Because I don't want to stop Gabriel. Unfortunately,
we have to stop Gabriel. We have to. We're the security officer. Gabriel's a danger.
Okay. I'd still stick with number 3.
Okay. What do you need? I need you to leave. I need you to talk to the alien about their objectives.
I need you to talk to the alien about their objectives?
I have fully explained myself. They explained their position so well that we are currently working with them. We're running out of time, Tang. Back off. What do you want, murderer? Murderer?
An exaggeration?
Really? I believe I am utterly correct in my language. Maybe the translator is broken. Murder means to kill, correct? Officer, what do you want? I need information. I came here to do 2 things. The first is a conversation.
I need information.
Forget questions. It's time for you to leave, Professor. Okay. Oh wait, no, okay. Right, so tell me why we should continue working with the interventionists?
Yeah, just work through them.
It's not obvious. They want to help us save lives. Their motives are clear, and Gabriel here holds the key to our survival. Join them, or stop them from betraying us?
To what end?
Yes, my species is 10 feet tall armored monsters definitely needs your help. Your guns are so impressively archaic. They want us to survive. If their intent is to upset those in power, that's the easiest way for them to do it. What makes them think we can't save ourselves from this extinction event? I presume it was probably the dead bodies on the streets of Dubrovnik. I'm sorry, that's somewhat blunt, but it's true. We're losing. Better to lose than to bow to these things. Maybe we'd be winning if you weren't wasting your time.
I don't really like either of those things.
Yeah. Tang is not nice.
The second one, I guess.
Yeah. Tang, you have my respect, but you are entirely unqualified to judge where I should be spending my time. Have we considered reaching out to the Order? You make it sound so casual. You cannot do that. You have no right to tell me what I can and cannot do. They might let us in. The damage of contamination is done.
Number 2, I guess.
No. As far as they are concerned, interaction with me has thrown off your natural development. Humanity will be known as an errant population. You will be alone. For how long? Likely until you show up in a faster-than-light spacecraft, so a while. Right, it's time for you to leave, Professor. I'm not going anywhere until Gabriel has finished developing the phage treatment. How far off are we, Gabriel? Quite far. Hours. Then I'm not going anywhere, officer. I have rank on you, Professor. I need to contain the creature. Why is everyone but me on this ship has forgotten that they're making nice with a literal space invader?
He's not invading. Let's go with contain the creature. It's got to keep him contained. Sure.
You need to contain yourself. The Admiral ordered you to leave. We're working. I will block you if I need to, Allah. Fine, be silent while I address Gabriel.
Be silent.
Who the hell do you think you're talking to? Block Zima or leave her able to speak?
Leave her able to speak.
Who the heck do you say your piece, Tang? You came by. Why? Have you not done enough? I've done nothing to you. You deserve everything that's happened to you today.
Number one. I'm not feeling his motive for this, it is all.
That's because you don't know everything.
I know, if you come into this conversation saying we've just received a communication, I must speak with the prisoner, back off, then that gives me more motive, because it gives you the breadcrumb of curiosity of, oh, there's something here. But they've not done it very well of just him continuing to be an asshole, which he has been an asshole since the start, so nothing has changed, so therefore, you know, if he was sort of nice before, and now he's suddenly being an asshole, there's a character change there, which then questions it. So that could have been a breadcrumb, but because nothing's changed, obviously, then...
Teng has been hostile from the start, and Gabriel has also been hostile back.
Mm-hmm.
But I also call Teng a murderer. I've done nothing to you. We're just trying to do our jobs. Why did you even come here?
We're just trying to do our jobs. I'm struggling to find the pool of his. I don't know.
Professor Zima was trying to do her job. Together, we actually stood a chance of fixing this problem. Stop this. I'm inclined to agree with my colleague. Why are you here, Lei? What could this possibly achieve? I'm here to kill you, Gabriel. I'm here to anesthetize you, Gabriel.
Anesthetize, I suppose.
I suppose it is the lesser harm. What? You're dangerous. I need time to consider our options. Your unconscious body should buy us some favor with the Order. This has to end now.
Number one.
Okay. You need time? Yeah, I know, Mangy. None of the above would be ideal. Your Admiral gave you an order. Your solution to every problem cannot possibly be to hit it over the head. I remember what you did, even if you forgot. I forgot nothing. What are you talking about? I did my duty.
What are you talking?
This machine we are talking through, it doesn't understand names. A human needs to manually input a name for it to be usable. Engineer Perez told me that. Engineer Perez was cruel. Not a bad man, but crueler than he needed to be. He reminded me of you, Tang. Because of that failure of your technology, I am called Gabriel, and my friend, my co-pilot, has no name. The co-pilot you took from me yesterday, the one you killed in cold blood. My squad was securing the location. Your friend lunged at me. This is irrelevant. There were 2 aliens at the beginning.
Mm-hmm. I see. This is what I mean, though. I don't have like his pool of motivation to draw from to select an answer, because it's now about events that we're not privy to or know anything about. But I've got to draw an option from that. So my motivation to answer them is rock bottom compared to the other characters who the motivation was being drawn from what was happening at the time.
I know. Frankly, Teng is kind of an asshole, but is just afraid of the situation.
Oh no, I understand. So, it seems weirdly badly, like, I don't want to say badly written, but as I say, there's not the motivation to draw from. So I'm answering these questions from confusion rather than any form of drive. So therefore, the confusion would therefore say, I guess your friend lunged at me would be the best of the options to select.
So part of what we're doing here is basically deciding what happened in the past by choosing these options. We're making their motivation up as we go, and he'll rebut and form the narrative. Your friend lunged at me. Liar. The only move they made was falling to the ground in a hail of your bullets. I should do the same to you. Tear you apart. I'd like to see you try. Calm down before I calm you down.
Number 2, de-escalate.
You think you're safe. Of course I'm safe. I put that restraint on you myself. I've not been safe in a decade, Gabriel. You're just a new threat. Calm down.
Calm down again to de-escalate.
Yep. Calm down. You killed my friend. How could you do this, Lay? Because we are not human. It is easy to kill something you do not understand. Maybe the Order has you people right. You're just primitives, dangerous animals that shouldn't be allowed to join us. You both have to calm down, and to stop this.
Wait, hold on a second, the laptop's on weird.
Oh.
Again. I'm not getting the chat.
Ooh. And yeah, Techie, Teng is the classic officious, justifying security officer. I say they're right because they're right.
Yeah, but even then, you're drawing from some sort of prior knowledge in order to establish your character, whereas we're not drawing for anything from him. Just
yeah.
so
All we can do with Teng is just go off how they're acting during the conversations. They're very certain that they're right about this, and that the alien is an enemy.
Step back.
It's too late for that. I'll give you a quick death. I'm going to stun you now, Gabriel. Step back.
Step back.
Dodge or stand your ground?
Dodge, I guess. How did he get miles away so quickly? Did we hit her? I'm not clear on what happened there. That seemed weird.
The security officer dodged, and the professor was behind her. So we've just possibly killed the professor. Now we're the Admiral, and we have to make a decision. I've read up on procedure. I know in positions like this the crew should nominate you an assistant. I'd like to volunteer. They're waiting outside, Admiral. Sure they are. How's everyone doing? But you're in here. What do you think?
Should she not be in there?
I don't know. She's the student. Situations like this, the crew should nominate you an assistant. They'd like to volunteer. Or I'd like to volunteer.
I'd like to volunteer, but you're in here.
They're waiting outside, but you're in here.
Okay, go with that one then.
Yes.
Yes,
I am. Like I said, procedure. Why is that?
Why is that?
Because I don't think this is a decision you can make alone. I think you could do with my help, and the help of the rest of your staff. You just have to ask. Teng is furious. The professor is in a medically induced coma. If Gabriel had swung differently, she'd be dead. And Gabriel? They went silent after the attack, voluntarily returned to the circle, and deactivated their translator. I can bring anyone you want. But, if I may, I don't think you can make a decision on how to proceed alone, at least according to page 36, paragraph 3. Too much in the balance. Should we speak to Mark or to Tang?
Thing, I guess.
She put us in this mess. Seems like she should be part of the solution. You have to let me get down there, Admiral, and let me go armed this time. Bring in Mark?
No.
Or
not
just Tang?
yet. Yes.
I'll upload everyone's note history to your HUD. We came here to do a job. We're soldiers. I know you're from different nations.
No, we came here to do a job.
We are doctors. We're trained to treat the sick, to protect people. We swore to do no harm. Our enemy is strong. A potential ally falls in the stars. Darkest hour.
Number 2.
Do we trust Gabriel? Are their goals in alignment with ours? Are there interventionists on our side, or merely using us as pawns in a game? We can change our situation. I'm done losing. We must be careful.
Let's go with the trusting him one. So I'm done losing.
I'm done staring into the void of extinction. I see paths to a potential win. I see a way out of the hole we're in. But it's possible we can't do this alone. We have a choice to make, and I need all the help I can get making it. I rely on my people, on you, for your counsel. Should we accept Gabriel's help? Should we talk to Tang or just decide?
Talk to Tang.
I have no regrets. The alien is an immediate danger to the crew, and by extension, the world at large. It is unfortunate that they hurt the Professor. It is indicative that they would attack the person among us who has been the most supportive. Once a monster, always a monster. What happened to Ella down there is down to your actions. You walked in on her work and blew it all up. Ella will be fine. Better we learned what kind of creature Gabriel is now than later. Once, there was a previous event which demonstrated danger to you?
Number 1.
Your support for and protection of this creature is a tactical error. Am I the only member of the crew who sees the 10-foot-tall monster, the literal alien invasion in progress, right below? But right now, I did what was necessary, that's my job. I expect a higher standard from my crew, Tang. You could have handled this better. So what now, given the events you set in motion? Maybe I was wrong to remove you from the process. You lacked awareness. That's what led to this situation.
Number 1.
I had no choice. I admit I acted fast, but with good reason. The stakes were high. Blame is surely irrelevant. The Admiral called you here for your opinion, Tang. Please help. My argument is, and always will be, for the law. Whose law? You're the law. I am the law.
Number 3.
You broke my orders. I did. But I did so in service of laws above both our levels. You're so quick to assume the Order are evil, a terrible interstellar empire withholding support from innocent, sweet cultures. But there's another reading here, and the interventionists are terrorists, rebels hell-bent on disruption. You're going with the one man's terrorists and another man's freedom fighter argument? I think you would want that to be the case. I think you want Gabriel to be a monster to justify your actions. Maybe you're right.
Number 2.
And I think you're desperate enough to end this plague that you'd trust this creature. The phage it was working on with the Professor could do anything. We're flying completely blind. You know what I keep coming back to? How do we even know that the story Gabriel spun is anything beyond fiction? The Order, the Interventionists? What if none of this is real? An elaborate backstory to justify the spread of a phage throughout the world population? This could still be the invasion Lisa was so terrified about only hours ago.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong there. That's what I was saying earlier.
Yeah.
That it would be nice to have a little bit of proof, but if it's not true, it's a very elaborate way of doing it. Is all I can think of.
Yeah, it's unnecessarily elaborate, I would say.
Yeah, if they know that humanities, they could just sort it themselves if they wanted to.
True. Hang on, I've just noticed something wrong. Da, 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 da. Da, da. Da. Okay. Let's try that. I have to believe that an alien who could wipe us all out at will wouldn't waste time spinning sci-fi fanfiction, and if that's the case, then harming Gabriel is prolonging an inevitable outcome.
Yeah, number one, it's they're being too elaborate. They could either sit by and wait, or if they wanted to kill us with a virus, they wouldn't need to meet us to do it.
Yeah.
They from the sounds of it, they don't. If they wanted to take over, they don't, or they wanted to cure us, they don't need our intervention.
Yeah. What possible purpose could telling us made-up stories serve in the scenario you're describing, Tang? It's a fair point. As I said, if what Gabriel says is true, then I believe it is our moral obligation to follow the laws they must live by. We have to assume these laws are in place for a reason, that the culture which spawned them did so with consideration. I've said my piece.
Well, they didn't say that. Oh, I suppose they did say that they would be imprisoned, but
Yeah.
but it was more of an ideology they were talking about.
They did say that they won't be cruel, they won't be executed, but they will be punished.
And I mean, it's if they're choosing to do that action and they know the consequences of it, it's not like we're forcing them to do it.
Honestly, I would
Yeah.
also argue the opposite. If Teng is saying we have to assume those laws were put in place for a reason, I would counter argue and say, assuming that the Order and the interventionists are real, then the interventionists and by extension Gabriel are doing this knowing the punishment that they'll get for it and decide that it's worth it. What do
Exactly,
they know?
yeah. That's my point. Yeah, is that we're not forcing them to do this, and they know the consequences of their actions. So, like people that do humanitarian aid sort of things, that they go into countries, they do things to help people. They know the dangers to themselves. Obviously, it's against the laws of the country at the time, but yeah, it is a fair point, but I can't see them gaining anything from it other than maybe quotation marks that putting Earth in debt to join their cause, which is not what we would want to do if that was to be a thing. But they've also said that they're not expecting anything in return for it.
It also seems like they won't get anything in return because we'll be quarantined even harder. They won't approach us until we have faster than light ships and do it ourselves.
Which is for the best, really.
Yeah, it makes a certain amount of sense.
Mm-hmm.
You have to assume that FTL travel is one of their benchmarks.
Mm-hmm.
There we are. Made our choice. You're sure? This is your chance to work it through with the team. Time to act?
No, let's time to act. They said that he takes ages to act and he's slow and stuff, so let's be definitive.
Which approach do you want to go with? We only spoke to Teng, so the only option we have is follow the law.
Oh, okay. What's follow the law then?
We have to follow the rule of law. We must assume that great thought went into their formation. The law can be interpreted to mean the law of the Order or our owners to protect our species. Which do you mean? The Order has encountered this exact situation before many times. Their laws must be followed, and we must solve this plague alone. The latter. Our planet, our laws. We must protect our people, which means accepting Gabriel's help.
I'd say number 2. They've got, yes, they're right. The Order does have its own laws, and they apply on a much grander scale.
Yeah.
Yes, it's arrogant for us to assume that we're the special case, but if the option is between the human race being wiped out to only a couple of million, taking hundreds of years to recuperate, or getting help, staying as we are, and hopefully uniting because of the whole. Let's assume the Vulcan thing. We realize we're not as alone in the universe anymore, and our first contact was by an alien that helped us survive. Fantastic. Let's get on board to developing Lightspeed and all coming together. We've already got all the military together, so number 2.
Accept Gabriel's help. You misunderstood my advice. Our laws are too local, ignorant of context. You're making the wrong call. It's his decision to make, Tang. You've made your decision. The challenge is Gabriel. Gabriel hasn't spoken to anyone since the incident. We'll need to reboot their translation. You'll need the activation key. The activation key will have been set by Perez early on, and should be in his notes. Thankfully, we recall what that key is. Okay, what is it? Oh. 1, 2, 3. The professor locked down phage containment before the incident. She'll likely have left a code in her notes, in case something happened. As it did, I suggest you go hunting. Okay, so we have access to everyone's notes. Right, so it's the professor.
See what? It's either going to be a rhyme or a word inside a word.
Possible situation, it's my job to stay calm. Gabriel has convinced me. I believe we're looking at an opportunity here. Just skim reading this. I've been left alone with Gabriel. Word games. Gabriel is surprisingly into word games. I'm going to keep Gabriel company. Pass the time while this tailor phage develops. I secured the phage to ensure it can't be released before Khan authorizes it. In case anything happens, here's a puzzle for the keyword if you're reading this. My first is in cake, but not as in casserole. There's no K in casserole.
Or there is the K sound though.
But not the letter. My first is in K, but not in casserole. My second, third, and fourth are human, but forgiveness is divine. The second, third, and fourth
M-A-N?
are human, but forgiveness is divine. To err is human, but forgiveness is divine. So my second, third, and fourth are human, but forgiveness is to err is human, but forgiveness. Okay, so my last is a question. Okay, so let's enter these in order. So K-E-R-R K-E-R-R S-E-Y-Y-T. My last is a question. Why?
Yeah.
Kerry. Ah! Fuck yeah. Send an emissary. You're all set. Everything else you need I can get from the crew. So are we sending the Admiral out? Or it has to be someone else he knows?
Send the Admiral out because he got on well with the Admiral.
This has to fall to me. Are you sure you don't really know them? Maybe someone else would work better. Myself and Gabriel were hardly friendly, but I should be the one to negotiate this. I was there when they attacked the professor in cold blood. You liar. I'd like the chance to get to the bottom of that attack. Things will be behind, but time is of the essence.
No.
I really feel it should be me. And the security officer just lied there. He didn't attack the professor in cold blood. He attacked the security officer who dodge rolled out of the way. Your crew disagrees. Okay. I'll find a solution. The Admiral wants us to secure Gabriel's help. I expect my orders fine. You're the one out there. Be prepared to adjust this situation, work with Gabriel to find a solution.
I mean, I expect my orders to be followed. We've said multiple times I'm the highest authority figure here, so unless you're seriously going to start a fucking mutiny over this.
Yeah. Manges. The solution is Teng overboard. I generally agree, yeah.
Oh, why are we Teng again?
Oh, wait, did we... I didn't read that as how that was. The Order, that's them, 2 ships. Standard for a planet this size. They will land in the next 10 minutes, perhaps an hour to get here. We're out of time. How dare you come back out here, Teng? Okay, how do we solve this? Shit.
Mistakes were made.
Mistakes were made. Yes, by both of us. Where is Professor Zima? No one has told me what happened to her. You happened? She's
Critical but stable.
Yeah, be honest. Stable? Good. That swing was meant for you, you alone. I should be talking with Professor Zima right now. It was not meant to be this way. You disgust me, Teng. No, and if that fool hadn't unlocked you, maybe we would both be standing here. Because of my commitment to my species, I am sure we can find a path out of this.
Let's find a path out of this.
Yeah. Conciliatory. You are too blind to see. Professor Zima understood. She trusted me enough to unlock my restraint, to try and find a way to cure without your violent interference. Trust you repaid with betrayal? What possible grounds would I have to trust you? Maybe you're right. Maybe I should find a path to trusting you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Manages to look tired. At this point, I am unsure the situation is salvageable. I should never have let you get under my skin in that way. But enough. I want to talk about Professor Zima. I want to talk about the work we did. The telephage, she seemed proud of it. It was grotesque watching the two of you bond.
Number 1.
Yeah. And rightly so. In one night we came closer to a cure than humanity has in years. In the years this plague has raged. We became friends. She said so. We talked of the universe, we played word games, and rapped. I learned about the best of humanity last night, but now she lies broken because of my rage, and your manipulation of events. She never saw how dangerous you are until it was too late. Blaming me for your mistakes will not help you, alien. It's a very 40k answer there. Perhaps you aren't as enlightened as you think. Okay, least worst. She never saw how dangerous you are until it was too late. Blaming me for your mistakes will not help you. Perhaps you aren't as enlightened as you think.
I mean, I suppose number 1, because he is a big guy in Power Army, he should, know some restraint with a squishy species. It's not ideal, but I think that's the worst of the bunch.
Yeah.
Perhaps you aren't as enlightened is just an insult.
I am a danger to no one except you. I should never have come here. Humanity is not yet ready to accept our help. Perhaps the Order are correct. Humanity is prepared to fight for its survival, so now the great interventionists cast judgment on all humanity. Fight for survival?
As long as that doesn't mean that we're going to fight him.
God, I hope not.
I'd be worried that that's how it would be interpreted.
Yeah.
If we're threatening him with violence, we're going to fight him to make him give us the cure, because we don't want to force them to give us the cure.
Yeah. Oh, I have seen that. What did you even come out here for, Tang? What did your Admiral want from me? He wanted to
What's
accept
this?
your help.
Mhm.
Yeah. I see. I wish humanity had proven worthy of that help. Maybe if Professor Zima was still here. You just let us die? Just talk, all of it, every promise. The Professor would hardly recognize you now.
Mm. So you just let us die?
That's what you wanted, wasn't it, Tang? To follow the rule of law? The Order can maintain control over this jurisdiction. You know, the Admiral said something to me last night that has stayed with me. He said that quarantine should not be broken until every outcome was known. I think there was wisdom to that. I made the mistake of blundering onto this planet without knowing the consequences. I will leave. Let your species die. It is what you want, Tang, the freedom to make your own fate. Leave your cure with us. Let us decide how to use it. I think that's the only one that's going to let us live.
Yeah, go for it.
I am done interfering. My cure leaves with me. It only exists thanks to your restraint being deactivated. It would have likely fired if everything had gone to your little plan. Your people are not worthy of survival. I reactivated the stun after your outburst earlier. You go nowhere unless I say so. I agree we are unworthy.
I guess I agree we are unworthy.
Oh, God. You have been an appalling ambassador. You stand there with your threats and bluster, and you still think this is a fight you can win. By the same methodology of taunts is the way to do so. That the same? Yeah. I do not think you are half the villain you pretend you were to be. Now release me, before the Order arrive. How about a trade? Your freedom for the cure.
I mean... I guess so. Yeah, treatment cure. We're not going to hold him there and get him in trouble with the Order for no reason.
Yeah. Maybe. Our only problem is that I do not trust you to make good on your part of the deal. I don't trust your Admiral or Lisa, not after everything that has happened. I never trusted Engineer Perez. With Professor Zima unable to join us, I have no shred of interest. You need me to convince you I'll let you go? Yes. Go on. As much as it pains me, your cure will save our people. It's what many want. It is what your precious person would want. I have never behaved dishonestly. I do not... you lie. We've seen you lie. I will not beg. I am an officer of the law. The Order are the best to decide your fate as well as ours. What do you think? Self-interest, Professor Zima? They seem like the two ones that are going to maybe get us a cure.
It's... Yeah, one or two. Don't know which one would be best. Self-interest as much as it pains. I mean, that still seems... They both are aimed just still being snarky, though.
Yeah. We'll refer to Professor Zima.
Let's go with what Zima wants.
Do not speak her name. I cannot trust you. I'm sorry, I am not convinced of your good intentions. I will not perform the trade. Your species will have to work alone, so the decision is yours. Free me or stun me and wait for the order. My fate is in your hands. Reach for the wrist computer.
Guess we let him go then.
It is just us now, Tang. This is your final decision. We're letting him go?
We unlock him. We're not gonna detain him.
The cure, Gabriel.
I mean, we can ask for it.
No, you gave me no reason to help you. I wish your people the best, but I cannot be part of prolonging this flawed species' survival. Goodbye, Tang. Safe travels. Oh.
You picked the wrong one.
Oh. Oh, that's nasty.
Thought we were gonna get the Admiral out.
I thought we were going to get the Admiral out too. For Kerry. Oh, there's nothing. Oh, God. Right, so. I mean, statistically, it will mainstream. So, I played this game when it first came out. That's right. I played this when the game first came out, and I got a much nicer ending than that. I'm going to select sequence again. See if what happens next. Oh, no. Nope. I go straight to Tang. Okay. Now we're going to play with this. Diagnosis. Admiral. In my original playthrough, I got the engineer to unlock him immediately.
Okay.
Just because I wanted to see what would happen. How's everyone doing? Poorly. Everyone's confused and scared. They're professionals. But the events of tonight are pretty far out there. None of us were trained to negotiate with aliens, but we want to help you do so. You just have to ask. Tang is furious. The professor is in a medically induced coma. If Gabriel had swung differently, she'd be dead. And Gabriel? Gabriel's sulking. Too much in the balance. Right, this time we'll bring in Marg. And Tang. So, as we've just discovered, there are many ways through this game, because a lot of the things that happened in this playthrough were significantly different to mine. If I remember correctly, in my one, Gabriel straight up kills Tang. Because I unlocked him in the beginning, he basically just played along until eventually Tang got to the confrontation a little bit later, went a little bit differently, and he basically just straight up grabbed her by the throat, as in the game's logo. We came here to do a job, to help people. Potential ally force from the stars. We can change our situation. The Order misunderstands our potential. I'm as biologically capable of thought as a caveman, but I'm better than that because of thousands of years of accumulated thought and study. We have a choice to make, and I need all of the help I can get making it. Right. Come on, Mark, what you got for us? We spoke, I set up the translation, pretty straightforward stuff. They asked me to unlock the restraint, but I didn't. I don't know how they got free, but it wasn't me, it wasn't my fault. Oh god, I hope she recovers. Bottom line, I was here at the start, but since then I've not really been that involved. Your psych record says you're personable, likable, socially capable. What do you think of the rest of the crew? What do you think?
Number 2.
I like Lisa. She's sweet if a bit fast to judgment. Yeah. Professor Seema, I don't know. I heard she's smart. I admire anyone who decides to use their gift to help other. Teng, is this on record? Yeah, so I guess no one likes Teng. You liked Gabriel? I had 20 minutes with him. That's hardly enough time to write a biography. It was a bit rude. I was a bit rude. I don't think they liked my jokes, which was weird because I'm pretty funny. Most of the time. They didn't tell me anything because why would they? I'm just the help. If the rumours are true, I'm glad I was kept in the dark. This is very much above my pay grade. The rumours are true and I want your opinion. Promote them, or if you want to leave, the door's right there. Seek opinion?
Yeah.
My opinion about whether we should let Gabriel save humanity? I want to know where you think we should accept Gabriel's help, and I want to know why. I'm not sure your advice would be that useful. God. You have to pick the option that helps the most people. We're absolutely risky to Gabriel's approach, but we have to try. This could save 1 billion lives. And hey, who knows how much the knowledge of worlds out there will inspire humanity? The greater good. We may join them sooner than you think. I'm sorry, I thought that was our only option. Thank you for your perspective. We're aware of how you feel about things, Teng. Teng. You doomed humanity, Teng. It's all your fault, Teng. It's not my fault I clicked the wrong button. What happened to Ella down there is your actions. Yeah. Huh. Yeah. Can we find out what happened earlier? You have access to my notes on the acquisition. You know it wasn't easy. My team barely made it back to the ship without suffering casualties. Fortunately, a couple of lucky shots took out Gabriel's henchmen. That's all it was, luck. Maybe I was wrong to remove you from the process. You lacked awareness. That's what led to this situation. I expect a higher standard from my crew. Yeah, fuck you, Tang. You're arguing with the Admiral of the Fleet about a decision he made. You're defending actions that demonstrably hurt our work. I will not be lectured by a glorified IT guy. Huh, I'm glorified. We have to follow the law. The great are good. Yeah, I'm going through much the same options as we did before.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah. I say, well, we chose the options we did for a reason. Like, they weren't ill thought out, I think.
Hmm.
I think for the most part, like, the playthrough that we just finished, the one which ended poorly, ended that way through circumstance rather than faulty reasoning.
Yeah, I mean, all of the things that I chose, I gave my rationale behind them, so
Yeah.
I hope they make sense sort of like that. But obviously, hand was forced by events in the game that were beyond my control.
Exactly.
I was confused by being in charge of Teng. As I kept saying, I didn't feel his motivation,
Hmm.
other than the shallow of being an antagonist. But there was no drive behind it, so it was hard to
Yeah.
answer from his point of view about things that we know nothing about.
I think Cheng is supposed to embody the idea that Gabriel's just lying, and that this is a ploy of some kind. He's supposed to like embody that rationale, despite the fact that we're not given enough to believe that.
I know I don't think he's written very well. He doesn't
Yeah.
express his intention well enough for us to, even though we're switching between people, having the intention be stop Gabriel is whatever it was in the top
Yeah.
right hand corner is not enough of a drive.
Yeah. I think
mean, like
if
for
they'd-
instance,
yeah.
take the start of like Fahrenheit. You start as like the killer in the bathroom, and like you don't know what's happening, but you've still got to drive to cover up what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because there's still an air of what's, and then you play the police officer who's doing that, but you still play the police officer to the best of your ability because you're trying to understand. So you can be on both ends of the spectrum and make progress towards the middle
Yeah.
without. It just takes a bit of skill.
Yeah, I think perhaps if they'd like introduced some more of like Teng's misdeeds earlier with the killing of the other alien, like
Just
that
him
was
bringing it up, or
yeah, like it like being more common knowledge. The fact that even Gabriel mentioning it earlier, like why would I work with you? You just killed my friend.
Mhm.
We have to serve the greater good. Pursue the path that protects the lives of the most people. Yeah. What definition of people there? Do you mean the most humans? Because there's an argument that the Order is right, and our presence at the interstellar level harms trillions of their members. I can't be held responsible for the fate of aliens. We must take Gabriel's help. Take Gabriel's help. For God's sake, please.
Yeah, you're not on a committee that's on the intergalactic board. You're representing Earth, so you're the small fry that's interested in your small world.
Yeah, our decision here is purely just like, do we accept the help or not? Do we trust Gabriel? Thankfully, we know
Worst
the
case
answer to
scenario,
this.
we trust them and we die fast. We don't trust them and we die slow.
Yeah, yeah, basically. Swear to God, Mark, choose a better code. I hope it doesn't, like, randomly do the code each time. That would really suck. Good. Doesn't. Yeah, thank God. I hate it when games do the thing where they randomly generate it each time, or from a massive list. This has to fall to me. Myself and Gabriel are hardly friends, but I should be the one to negotiate this. No, we keep you far away. We've seen how it works out. If we send you there, everyone dies. I feel it should be me. Your crew disagrees. That's nice. You can disagree. I'll find a solution, Admiral.
That looks like it's forcing him to go.
The Admiral wants us to secure. Sending Teng each time. Alright, the crew is literally just like forcing Teng to go out there. Oh my god. Is it going to be Tang again?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I wonder if this is unavoidable. Hey, Selmia.
Hi. I still can't see chat, so
That's okay. How did these clowns get to be in charge, though? Let's send someone that has actively attacked the alien and killed his partner to go negotiate. Yeah, it's a bad decision. I mean, it seems like the Admiral has almost been outvoted there, except for the fact that maybe we should just not have allowed Teng in the goddamn room.
I mean, if he was following orders, he shouldn't have been involved at all to begin
Yeah.
with.
I know I'm going down the same options, but they are the right ones. I'm unsure the
Yeah.
situation is salvageable.
The problem seems to be with Gabriel.
Yeah.
Though it's also not really giving you more antagonistic
Yeah,
responses.
Tang is just a bit antagonistic in every way. Perhaps you aren't as enlightened as you think. Is that how I sound to you? Pretentious? I came off thinking Helmut was betrayed. Oh, I should never have come here. The great interventionist cast judgment nor humanity? What did you come out for? Want to accept your help. Can I...
The professor would hardly recognize you now.
yeah. Please give us the cure. Your freedom for the cure. I feels like at this point I need to commit to the bit. I need to be the worst arsehole to get the cure.
Yeah.
You're in no position to negotiate. My position is weak, but yours is weaker. Go on. We went with that last time, didn't we?
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Yeah.
Guess number 1.
Yeah.
We'll admit defeat. See if he lets us fall on our sword.
You are not betraying me because it serves no purpose. It implies potential harm. A strong argument. I will provide you with the cure. The fate is so firm. Okay! I will return to the spirit among the people before I go. I will also use this translation tool to upload the genome and maintenance information to your system. Engineer Perez and his team should be able to provide support. So the decision is yours. Free me or stun me and wait for the order. It's just us now, Tang. Well, you've said you'll give us the cure, so... Oh, yeah. What flavour of bot are you? Bot. Ban. There we go. We just had a bot in chat as well.
I don't know why it's not loading Twitch.
I will upload the genome and schematics to your service now. Okay. Right, so it literally came down to that final option. Huh.
You got upset because we invoked her name.
Yeah. It's still a worse ending than I would have liked, but it's at least salvageable.
I imagine it was always going to go in that sort of way. Like if we didn't duck out the way, it still would have happened to some extent.
If
because
you hadn't,
we'd only made friends really with the professor. So like if she would have been taken out of the equation.
Well, that's the thing. If we hadn't ducked out the way, it would have got the security officer, not the professor.
You say that, but do you know that for sure, or would it might have been a case of like he would have got the security officer, but also her because she was behind him?
I mean, it did knock her down, but it didn't hurt her. I say that's what I did in the last one. And yeah, one must understand that angels and demons do not exist. We all claw in the shadows for survival. Gabriel was no different. In the moment of capture, the creature did what all prisoners eventually do. A deal. The cure for freedom. I let the terrorist run off back to the stars and kept the cure in hand. Myself and the Admiral worked out a system for rollout. It is truly a shame the Pheasant did not live to see the profound impact of her work. What we do know, for humanity, we do for her memory. It is our mission. Teng Lei, co-founder of Bespoke Biosolutions. She patented it. Yeah, God, that is it's a better ending, but not much because she, got down. Yeah, I'd say the game has like many different ways of getting to like the various endings. Let's see.
Well, as you say with your one, you said that Teng died.
Yeah.
So somebody was going to die, and it was going to throw a spanner in the works morally.
Well,
and it's easier to sacrifice the arsehole security officer for the cure than it is the professor who wanted to help.
Well, when Teng died in my game, of course everyone freaked out and like he sulked at having like killed someone. The professor was the one who went out to talk to him, and he agreed to basically, instead of it being like a "screw you, I'm going home, I'm going to take the prison sentence," and I was wrong to come here. Instead, it's a lot more morose. Like, was I right to come here? Like, all I've done is bring death, and it's a very different conversation that happens. It's all about like, should I give you the cure because do I have the right to? And the professor.
This is a way of... Oh, sorry, go on.
No. The professor basically just like argues back and forth and just says, it's true that, the Order has a point. On the other hand, we will die without it, and you know that. it would be best if you give us the cure, because the harm that's already been done, we should see some good out of it at least. And he hands over the cure, they part as friends.
Hmm. It would be nice to see if there's a way of doing it where nobody has to die. But I presume that it's always there's always going to be that, because that's going to be the climax of the conversation, because somebody's going to die, and then there's going to be the kerfuffle around the death and the morality of accepting it or trading for it as a result.
Yeah. Made it so. Just looking at the achievements here, and yeah, there are different choices, many different choices. Made an individual choice, made a kind choice. They're all the different endings. The one that we just got there was made a deal.
Mhm.
Oh, that is a different one than I was expecting with that game, honestly. It seems like there's a lot of life left in that game if that's like the divergences it can take from the options we had.
Mhm.
What do you think?
Seems like a good one. It was fun.
I figured it was good for like a one shot, considering I picked it like an hour before stream. But
Well,
yeah,
it was worth it. It was a fun little adventure.
yeah.
Like they've all been these sort of games. Like the what was the on the spaceship? Ta
Oh, Tacoma.
Tacoma. That was it.
Yeah.
Tacoma, and then the
Where Deliver Us the
Sub-Circus
Moon.
Circular.
It's some sort of
Yeah.
circular. I like these short little games that they're good like one shots for like a stream, just so that
Mhm.
you can see the whole thing. I say,
They are fun little ones. Yeah. I mean, like I want to try and get Broggles, and if Broggles won't do it, then I'll want to try and get you to do like Living Dead, not Living Dead, Walking Dead. Because
oh yes,
it's narrative, but with choices to make along the way, so it's in the same vein.
absolutely need to get Broggles to do that. I say,
Hmm.
I'm not a fan of The Walking Dead, what Broggles is, so you should
Hmm.
absolutely just like peer pressure him. We should all peer pressure Broggles. He says to
Oh, I don't
everyone.
know if that's a good idea. That doesn't
No,
sound nice.
that
We want him to
sounds
do it because he wants to do it, not because
yeah.
he's been forced to doing
That's
it.
right. I say he wouldn't appreciate it. Don't do
Mm.
it. Right. I think that is us for the evening. What do you think? Shall we?
Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds
Hmm.
good.
Okay then. In which case, I don't have anyone to raid at the moment, so what I'll do is I'll just let you go to be about your business, people. You know, I
Okey-dokey,
can't think of everything.
and I can't help you, I'm afraid, anyway, because my Twitch is not loading on anything, so
Oh
I've not
wow,
got access to anything, I'm afraid.
maybe something's acting up. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, in which case, thank you for joining us and for helping us through First Contact, as mixed as it went.
Hmm.
Have a wonderful evening, everyone.
Take care. See you later.
See you later.